Healing from Codependency and How to Fall in Love with Yourself Again, Part 1. In my last video, I talked about self-acceptance being the first step towards healing. Today, the next step I'm going to teach you is to learn who you really are, and then to work on falling in love with yourself again. There is a beautiful quote from Brené Brown that I'd like to mention at this point. She says, "Truth is that self-acceptance starts with belonging. And your level of belonging can never be greater than your level of self-acceptance. Because believing in you gives you the courage to be imperfect, to be authentic, and to be vulnerable." Isn't that beautiful? And so, what do we need to start loving ourselves again? There is three very important components, there are three very important components to do that. First, you want to know where your boundaries are. Second, you want to know which are your needs. And third, what is your relationship with your emotions? And I'd like to let you know that to find all of that out is not easy to do by yourself. So I'd like to already offer you my help. If you feel necessary to talk to somebody, I'm always there for you, because as mentioned before, it is my mission to help you who live in codependency to gain your freedom and live your life on your terms and to your full purpose. So I'd like to bring in my story at this point. In my marriage of 23 years, I've shared with you before that I had a codependent relationship with my ex-husband, and it looked like that. Concerning my boundaries, whenever I was asked, "What do you want to do?" I never said my own opinion. I always said, whatever you want, it's okay. What do you feel like? I never had an own opinion. And if he wanted me to do something that I really didn't want to do, I did it anyway, because remember, I was a people pleaser, and that had a lot to do with my boundaries. Concerning my needs, I used to love painting when I was a young girl or a teenager, and I stopped painting. It just didn't fit our lifestyle anymore, and even though I missed it, I didn't do it. And also, I was a social butterfly, but because my husband wasn't, I stopped socializing altogether as well. And in general, I must say, I lived in self-denial. And concerning my emotions, I can tell you they were all over the place. Oh dear. And again, when I felt certain emotions, I denied them. I suppressed them. I didn't allow them to come up. How wrong was that? And how wrong that was, I'm going to share with you in a little bit. But first, let's see how the dictionary defines self-love. The dictionary says self-love is the regard of someone's own happiness and someone's own well-being. And what is the benefit of self-love? All of what I've shared with you before, boundaries, needs, and emotions, are met when you are loving yourself, because you listen to yourself. So it's a huge benefit to do so. Let's see how you can fall in love with yourself. Let's talk about boundaries first. When it comes to boundaries, it is again having self-awareness. Everything has to do with self-awareness. You want to find out where your boundaries are. Where is it that you stop and the next person begins? And I can tell you that it can be a quite hard lesson to learn, because when I learned it, I realized that my environment was clashing with me, or better, a better way to say is I was clashing with my environment, because people around me knew me before, and all of a sudden I started to say enough is enough. That didn't go down well, and in fact with me it even led me to selling my house, because my neighbor is a narcissist, and I, over the course of 9 years, I've always done what she wanted me to do, because I was a people pleaser, wasn't I? And once I started to say, no, it's not like that, I want my way, it didn't go down well at all. And in the end, I decided to sell my house, because I want peace and I want to have positive energy around me. So it's not an easy lesson to learn, but it's really worthwhile doing. And then what about your needs? Do you even know what your needs are? What do you need to be happy? Think about it. And to help you a little bit along the way is think about, what did you like doing when you were little? For me, it was painting, it was meeting people, talking to people, socializing. Already as a child, I loved talking to people, all of which I stopped doing while I was married. So what is it for you? And don't be afraid to say no when your partner wants you to do something and you don't really feel like it. But today I'm just giving you a little summary, a little sneak peek. And concerning your emotions, a very important lesson to learn is that you want to listen to your emotions. And as soon as you feel emotions coming up, don't try to suppress them. Let them come up. Let your tears start running down. Because only once you acknowledge your emotions, feel into them, then you can let go of them. A good way of thinking about it is, you all know of water buckets. Think of your emotions being in a bucket, and when they are welling up, the bucket sort of tends to overflow. And when you're trying to suppress it, it really needs a lot of energy not to let the water come out. It's a lot easier to just let the emotions flow and try and empty the buckets. And I can assure you, over a lifetime, there is a lot of buckets that need emptying. So let them empty. It is such a free feeling, a feeling of freedom when you do that. Yes, and this is it for today. So I just want to bring it to you again. I want you to think of yourself again as a being that listens to everybody else, that does what other people want them to do. How much energy does it take to do all that for somebody else? It's crazy. And in the end, there is no energy left for you. So how freeing will it be if you decide what's good for you, and if you be authentic and say, no, I don't like that, I'm not coming out with you tonight, or no, I don't want to see those friends, I want to stay at home, or no, I don't feel like going to the movies, let's do something else, let's go out for dinner instead. You tell your partner what it is you want to do, and you will feel so much better than always plodding along trying to do what he wants you to do. So imagine living a life on your terms, a life where you are allowed to choose what you like and don't like. How freeing is that? Imagine, it feels like, I don't know, like floating in clouds, I would say. With that thought, I'm leaving you for today, and again, I want to offer my help if you have questions or you'd like to discuss something about your boundaries, your needs and your emotions. Please don't hesitate and feel free to get in touch with me. All the links are down below. So with that, I'm saying goodbye for now and see you in the next video. Bye!